Hello, I finally got round to doing some more track reviews. Apologies if well, one of these, I know you've been waiting for many, many months. I really hope it's worth the wait. Okay, let's get straight into it. I'm going to start off with a track called Anthem of the Rising Dawn. The format of this, I'll play the track right the way through and then do a bit of chat and play a little bit more of it for each one. I've got 3 to do. So here we go. This is Anthem of the Rising Dawn. Wow. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Some real surprises in there and a real sense of, I think, a real sense of building to it. Sounds huge at the end. Okay, let's go back to the beginnings. A few things I can think of, I think, that hopefully will be helpful. Okay, love that beginning. I really, really like that actually. This works really, really well. I wonder if you need a hit or something at that point. Let's just go, hang on. Yeah, this da da da. I really like the fact that you changed the harmony a little bit there, but it just sounds like it just needs to lift into this bit here, which is where the sort of the repeating little hook starts. So I don't know, just a sort of drum lift or a whoosh or something, just sort of up into that bit and a hit when you get to it. Actually, like you did there, but I would do a smaller version of that back here. This bit, da 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 da, or whatever it is. Love the idea. I love the rhythm of it and the whole sort of sense of, I don't know, swing to it. But the sound, I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be strings? It sounds a bit weaky, a bit weedy, a little bit insipid. The actual patch or the actual sample. This bit. is this a cello sample? Is it a synth? I'm not sure. It just needs more bite to it. It just needs, I don't know, be a bit more, either I am a weird sounding synth or I am a bitey sort of cello somehow. There's also, there seems to be a lot of reverb on that at that point. I don't know whether you need it. Yeah. Again, with that sound there, as a da 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 bam bam ba da 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 bam bam ba da. It works, doesn't it? As it is, does it need to be brighter, brassier, just a bit more gritty sort of sounding? It's a little bit nice almost, but I love the riff. I love the hook. It's fantastic. And you just change the harmony in here as well. Gorgeous. I would make a little bit more of that. It's very, very subtle. There's like an electric piano or something in the background where it changes the harmony slightly here, a little bit unexpectedly. I would make a little bit more of that at that point. So from here, where that motif comes back in. Yeah. Right, I'm not that keen on that flute sound. I don't know. I'm confused as to where we're going. I'm not sure whether this is like a sort of trailer, in which case a flute wouldn't really fit in. Is it supposed to be more fantasy? If that's the case, that flute needs to sound more realistic. I'm not sure. For me, it doesn't really work, particularly in comparison with the, what's it called? The panpipe sound. Is it a panpipe? Or I can't know. It's something like that comes in later, which is really, really strong. This flute here just sounds a bit insipid. And here, so we've got this sort of little flute thing, then it sort of dies. It seems to me that it needs to be growing through this bit here. And these drums, do they not need to be bigger and louder? It's almost like the EastEnders, isn't it? It needs to just like read bum, 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 bum into this point here, maybe. There's nothing wrong with the writing. I think it's great. I think it's a production thing, the flute, the drums mix, you know. Let's listen to it again. Do we need something just to pick up the rhythm now and move us forward a bit? Don't know. In fact, there is a hi-hat or a cymbal or something partially doing that. I think it needs to be a bit more obvious. Now grow. Yeah, is that panpipe? That is so much better than the flute. It's great once it gets going here. Drums are good. Let's have a listen from there. Yeah, this is a bit, I think we need more drums here. I think it really needs to get going a bit more here. I think it needs to be louder in the mix. It needs a bit more drive in there somehow, maybe some driving lower strings or a pulsing synth sort of thing. We need to rise to this. It sort of just dies a bit suddenly. It needs to rise up to that a little bit more, I think. Rise. Oh, we really get going here. Now, there's a lot of reverb on that brass. I think it possibly needs to be a bit less. It sounds like it's running a bit late, possibly because of the reverb. It just needs to be stronger wall of sound sort of thing. The drums need to be bigger, it needs to be fatter down the bottom somehow, but it sounds, the writing again is great. And you're not expecting that there. It works though, doesn't it? Because we're building up here. I really like it. Yeah, so this whole bit here, brass for me needs to be less legato, it needs to be fatter, it needs to be doubled, it needs to, you know, some layering of brass going on there. I'm wanting to hear some driving synth or driving sort of cello movement or something, sort of mid-bottom, I think, as well. Let's listen to this and enjoy this chord change again here. Great, love your key change there. Do we need a riser going through this? This just needs to build and build and build and just drive forward a bit more. The fundamental idea is there. I love I think the harmony is fantastic. Just for me needs to be rising and building a little bit more until we hit it here. And that sounds massive. I think at that point we're good. Again, for me, I'm getting quite a lot of mid and upper. I feel like I'm losing a bit at the bottom, and I don't think it's the headphones. I think the mid bottoms, again, just need to really fill that foundation a little bit more for me personally. But I love it. The drums, maybe bring those out a bit more where the kit comes in. Loving the choir, tad more on the choir maybe. I'm hearing cymbals, tam-tams, you know, just a bit more. Do we not need the choir and all of that sound to continue here to the end? It dies a bit here. Would we not continue it on? There. Would we not continue the choir and the top bit to keep the energy going? So for me, it just dies in energy a little bit. It needs to be, and then it sort of peters a bit. There's a slight James Bond bit at the end here. Really, I like it, but it seems like it needs to come to a really big climax. It sort of, to me, is doing this sort of shape at the end, and you can almost see it in the waveform here. And it needs, should it not be doing that sort of shape, an upward shape at the end, a crescendo-y growth shape? But wow. Loved that. Really, really great. Fantastic work. Well done. Okay, and here we go with our second track. This is Island of the Dark Dance. Let's play this through. Ah, lovely. Yeah, love this. There's some fantastic sounds in here. I think the mix is great. I think the production on it is absolutely fantastic. Everything's sort of in its place. I think the choice in the sort of field of sound, if that makes sense, I think the choice of sounds fits really, really well. It's got a coherence. It's got a sense of style, sense of personality to it. I think it's absolutely great. I love this. It sort of fits in well. That visual somehow works really, really well with the music, and I guess this is from an album, I think, so I guess they all have a similar sort of vibe. This is slightly out of my wheelhouse, I have to say, so I'm listening to this from a production music point of view, but there's no reason why this type of music couldn't be used in a production. I think it's incredibly strong. The only things I could comment on is the structure of it, which from one listening only. So what I've got is there's a sort of opening, there's a verse, goes into a sort of chorus, and then I think there's a sort of verse chorus again. I might be wrong, but to me there was too much of a repeat. Let's go from the beginning and let's just see if we can work out what's going on with that. I think some variety might help. Okay, so there's like a little intro bit, and then we're into I'm assuming this is what you'd call the verse. Very, very happy so far. That all works for me perfectly. I thought that maybe that the vocals here, the sort of choral sort of sound, was maybe a little bit high in the mix and could come down a little bit. The brass for me, I'm absolutely nitpicking. It sounds a little bit fake. It just needs a bit more character somehow, but I mean, great stuff. It's really, really good. And how that goes into let's call it the chorus is lovely. There's a really, really nice transition into that. I wonder if it could be a little bit more like and it doesn't quite go where you would expect. The change of harmony, great. I love this sort of this chorus section. It's sounding really, really nice. And how you get back down to here as well, harmonically beautiful. It's really, really, really great. I love that. Now, my slight issue then, or what I think maybe you might want to think about, is from here, I think I'm hearing pretty much the same as what I heard here at the beginning. Let's just check. Right, and at that point there, my ear is saying, and this might just be my production music here, is saying, okay, we need something else in here, or we need something just to mark it as slightly different. I think I'm right in saying it's a direct repeat for a little while until we get to here. And it just needs just something, just an extra shake or an extra rhythm, a little bit of harmony on the top, something just to point it as being slightly different from where we are, or just change the shape of the melody just a little bit. Just something just to mark it as being slightly different and to catch the ear, rather than thinking, oh, is this again? But what works really nicely is when you get into the chorus, you don't repeat the chorus. I think I'm right in saying that this is a slightly different way out of the chorus. You've changed it which is great. So sort of chorus 2 is changed, which is great. And here I was mystified because it sounds, again, I'm listening to it with a production music composer's ears. This to me is the drop down, which would occur logically earlier on, more in the middle, before the sort of repeat of the final thing. So structurally, this to me sounds a little bit odd, but that might just be me. I love how you've used the marimba there a bit. It comes in earlier, doesn't it? But you've sort of used it a lot more there. Let's keep going from there. And that end is beautiful. So not much to say about that. I mean, I think it's beautifully done. I think it's beautifully produced. There's a real sophistication about it. I just, for me personally, structurally, that bit sort of round about here, I would possibly not directly repeat what you've got there, because I think that's what happens, and it maybe just needs something different. I love the way you go to something different here. I'm not totally convinced at this point, or wherever it is, that I know that it's starting the coda here. To my ears, it sounds like a drop down and should come earlier, but it's maybe just me that I can see it is actually start of the coda. It's start of tying up, isn't it, to the end? But I love the way you tie it up at the end there. I hope there's something useful in there. Really well done. I will have a listen to the rest of these. Actually, I think it looks like a really, really great album. Thank you. Okay, and finally we have Restless. What's this one going to sound like? Here we go. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, let's go back a little bit. Oh, that's died. Oh dear. Okay. Couple of things about that then. I think that's great. So it's a neoclassical trailer type thing. This, I need to go back and do it. There was 2 or 3 things. I'll try a different track of yours in a moment. There's 2 or 3 things. I thought the strings sounded pretty convincing. They started sounding a little bit fake, where you get these longer bits in here, and I felt they were out of time as well. I thought possibly the strings needed to be a bit higher in the mix. The reverb was getting a little bit in the way for me, and I was expecting to hear, just where we started here, some heavier sort of drums in the background or something. It didn't. It sounded to me like this needs to be the same as what we've got here, but much bigger. I don't know if that was going to happen. Great structure. You can see this is like a 3-act structure, typical of trailers and what they should be. You've got your opening here, your build here, and your end of sort of final act here, and a little tail or coda or a little stinger at the end there. Let's try another track and hope it works. Let's try Raindrops then. Okay. Okay, I'm getting Eric Satie vibes here. Lovely, beautiful. I wonder if that piano just needs to be a little bit more soft, a little bit more gentle. I'm loving the string writing. I think it's really, really lovely. The cello's a little bit bright for me, but just a little bit smoother would be nice. But yeah, that's lovely. Let's just go from here. Yeah, beautiful. I just the all of that for me, just a little bit more gentle, but I love that. Really looking forward to hearing what you do with it next. Beautiful. You have a really lovely sense of melody, a lovely sense of arch and phrase. I really like the texture of what you've got there. I think the piano works fine there. Actually, the melody with the sound you've got. I think this one needs to be a bit less. This one's fine because you're building. This whole section, what is its purpose? Well, again, I'm thinking that this is probably, you're thinking of this as being used in a trailer or promo or something. The emotion of this is quite static. It stays quite still all the way through, and it's quite long. We're looking at from 38 seconds to 2 minutes and 6. So it's quite a long section. It sort of comes to a bit of a climax here. It sounds like you're trying to build to this point here. Yeah. But it's all a bit level, so somehow that section needs to build. It needs a bit of variety. It's all a little bit samey, I think, for me personally. Although I really enjoy what you've done, I would maybe shorten it a little bit, maybe. Okay, so you built, it felt like it was coming to a bit of a climax here. This, I'm not sure what this is. Is this a little gentle interlude before it gets loud and big at the end? It's nice in isolation, but what's its purpose? What's it doing? It sounds beautiful, don't get me wrong, I love it. But are we just going to get a straight repeat of it here? I'm losing a bit of sense of journey here. I know it's Raindrops and I know it's contemplative and it's just sort of floating, but it just needs to have a sense of direction that it just seems to be lacking a little bit at the moment. I'm hoping this is going to build somehow, or there's going to be something new or something different. Let's just go back here. Okay. Please don't just repeat the beginning. I want to hear something different. Maybe without the cello or something, so there's something different there, a rall to the end. It's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. I think it's really lovely. I think I'm listening to it with a particular set of ears on, so I'm listening to it from a production music point of view or a sort of trailer point of view. I don't know what and I think the success of this track depends on what its purpose is. If it is a contemplation, if it's a sort of underscore, then yes, it works. If it is supposed to be for a trailer, then it needs to have more variety. If it was going to be for a production music submission, it needs more variety. If you're going to listen to it just as a listener for the experience of it, for me personally, it needs just a bit more variety. A change of texture, change of tone, change of harmony. I don't know. It just needs a little bit of extra magic to it that's just sort of missing at the moment. It's just a little bit samey all the way through. But again, as I say, it depends on your purpose. The actual sameness, the actual sound of what I'm hearing is beautiful. It's lovely. It's well produced. It's musical. It's creative. It's lovely. It's highly atmospheric. It's totally what the title is. But I just wonder if it just needs to go somewhere and take me on a journey, and what that journey is will depend on what the purpose of the music is, what you want to do with it and what you want the listener to get from it. Hope that was helpful. Well done. It was lovely. Thank you very much for sending it in.